Thank you. Okay. All right. Anybody know what this is?
Zombie Apocalypse 2013.
Okay, definitely not the zombie apocalypse. Okay. All right. Those of you who do know what this is, what is this? You guys know what it is, right?
It's Dubai, 1990.
So this is Dubai 19. Why is that working? Dubai 1990. Okay. Anybody know any cool facts about Dubai?
It's in India. Isn't it like
Okay. Yeah.
They make islands. Doesn't it have the
They make
world's
islands.
tallest building right now?
I don't know. I believe they probably would, honestly. They are considered, well, Qatar, which is part of Dubai, or part of that area at least, is the richest country in the world. Okay? So this is what it was in 1990. This is what it is in 2005. Okay?
That's the same place on the same street.
Excited, that's the point. Look at that dude. What?
Smart kid, Tim.
We got short.
Probably obvious, guys.
So the idea behind this is called enterprise. Okay, so what does that word mean to you guys? Timmy, what does that word mean to you when it first gets brought up?
Business, Star Trek.
Business, Star Trek. Okay, well, okay, Star Trek. Go on with that. What's like the main what's it called? Quote from Star Trek or something like that. The next frontier. Okay, entering the next frontier, something like that. Entering light speed. So it's something above and beyond that they're just like out there that they're shooting for, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the idea of Dubai also. So back in 1990, there's nothing. Now it's like amazing. So somebody saw in this prosperity. Someone saw in this the ability to grow and to expand and to create something amazing. And that's what we actually have within the management scheme of things that we have here. We have the ability to create some pretty sick stuff here. We have so much freedom, which in all reality has been one of our greatest weaknesses so far. The freedom that we have to do kind of what we want and create what we want has pulled us down because we haven't done anything with it. We've let our mind just go like crazy, but there's been no structure, no organization to it, that you're not able to continue with it. Or break up anything. Timmy Boy, read that for us.
RTA Region Enterprise. There's no such thing as a self-made man. We are made up of thousands of others. Everyone who has done a kind deed for us or spoken one word of encouragement to us has entered into the makeup of our character and of our thoughts, as well as our successes. If you're not making someone else's life better, you are wasting your time. Team concept.
Milo, what does that mean to you? Better yet, what does that mean for Pittsburgh this summer?
Like the whole quote?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I think it means you have to you can't have true success unless you rely on other people. Like Stephen Covey, he talks about independent people and interdependent people. And interdependent people is a higher level because independent people, they just rely on themselves and they can only do so much. But when interdependent people rely on each other and build, they pool the strengths of everyone and then push the organization forward.
Okay. So during this training, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting all this into practice. So right now, think of your offices. Think of the skills and the talents that each individual person brings to the table. First off, Logan, what does RTA mean?
Reaching your full potential.
Okay, reaching your full potential. And we have that vision for each guy or girl in our office. So each one brings a different thing to the table. Logan, he brings a lot of different things, and Tyler does. That's why they match up so well. Tyler's been doing a lot of the little integrate logistics crap right now. Logan's been doing really well at his recruiting. And so they work really well together. But without each other, honestly, Logan would fail. And honestly, Tyler would fail because they're not able to work together. Okay? So think about your guys, think about who you have and the different strengths that they have. We'll get into that in a little bit. Okay, so Mia Hamm, Britton Rosasay, read that out for us.
I'm a member of a team, and I rely on the team. I defer to it and sacrifice for it. Because of the team, not the individual, is the ultimate champion.
Okay, so my idea behind this is we have to do this as a team this summer. As a region, we got to be united in what we want to do, okay? Let's keep going. There's a couple more. Timmy, read this one too.
Small daily improvements over time will lead to big, stunning results. Multiplier effect. Big changes are scary, but everyone can complete 5 a day. 150 a month, 600 in 4 months, 2,400 in a year.
Okay, so this is where Drew comes in. So Drew, have you kind of prepared something you want to talk about? Okay, Drew, I asked him, so he wants to, okay, so first of all, the skill set I see Drew having, he wants to be in leadership consulting. He wants to be able to develop the RTA in each person and help them on a different level, not just sales motivating and being this, high-powered motivated dude. He's got a lot of different qualities. So he's going to present to us, I think, 1 or 2 things. Was it 2 things I asked you to do?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 things that we're going to implement in the whole region that are going to help us all on a different level than just selling.
So a lot of this stuff, I get trained once a month by Craig Manning. Dr. Manning is a sports psychologist for BYU's football team. He also does it for Winter Olympics. Last month he just got back from the Winter Olympics, and all I did was talk about these cool stories from the Olympics and different things like that. But one of the things we need all of our reps to have is a great amount of confidence on the door so they can keep their heads in the game. Because like we know when you're on the doors, it's all about mental. I think mental probably more than your sales ability. So there's a law called the law of occupied space. We have our subconscious mind and we have our conscious mind. Our subconscious mind is 90% of our thoughts. Our conscious mind is only 10%. And so a lot of times our confidence issues will go because what we're putting into our conscious mind is negativity. You think about every day, you're going to get people telling you negative things, negative thoughts. So what they have to do with the law of occupied space is fill up your conscious mind with positivity, which in turn will fill up your subconscious mind with positivity. By doing that, then you're going to have positive thoughts, which in turn is going to make you more confident, which will be able to extend to other people.
True.
So, yeah.
Okay, let me put this in perspective too. So we all know guys during the summer, they were negative as heck. They brought down a car group, they brought down an office. They were negative in one sense or another. I don't think anyone in our office was like incredibly negative the whole time, but I think there were times in the day that they were negative, whether in the car group, during the correlation, at home, or wherever it was. This is what we need to figure out. To make our guys seriously succeed at the next level, to reach that true RTA, this is what we need to figure out.
I agree. So this is the main thing that we have to take care of. How do we get our subconscious mind for these people? Just the things that when you're not even really thinking about something consciously, it's already in your head. I believe there was some, I don't remember who it was, there's a prophet that says our mind's like a stage. There's always something on the stage. We don't even always control what exactly is on the stage. But if we can begin to control what we're consciously putting in our head, subconsciously, we're going to have that control and it's going to be more positive. So one of the things that Dr. Manning focuses on is, I'm sure you guys have heard of Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000 hours, right? If you work for 10,000 hours, approximately 10 years, you're going to become an expert. He thinks that if we use other people that have already gone and been successful, we can actually break it down to 6 months. So right now we have 5 months till the end of the summer. So we have most of this time to work with people to move them forward. So this is one of the main things that he uses to turn our subconscious and our conscious mind into positivity so we can get high performance. He says there's a 3-to-1 ratio that we need to follow. For every negative, 1 negativity, we need 3 positives. That's how it balances out scientifically. So one of the things that I've been doing the past, probably since September, is every night I write down 3 good things from that day. He says too often we're just learning from our mistakes and not taking our good things and perfecting them. So you write down 3 positives in the day, and you write down 1, not necessarily negative thing, but 1 thing that you can improve upon. And at first I thought that was kind of weird, and then I went and did it one day, and I was just like, I'm not going to do, I had some reading to do for one of my classes. I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm not going to do it. I was just laying down, and I decided to do this. And I wrote down 3 of my positive things and 1 thing I could do better, and I realized that I had a really good day. and that if I would have stopped now, it would have changed my day and it wouldn't have been as good. So then I got out of bed and I went and finished the other stuff I had to do. So it actually really changed my perspective. And then when I laid down later to go to bed, I realized that I had a lot of good stuff going that day. So one of the things that we want to implement is having our guys write down every day 3 positives and 1 thing that they can improve upon. Now, when we write down 1 thing we can improve upon, we don't want them just to be like, I suck at this. We still want them to have it in a positive light. Because again, if they do that, it's going consciously like, I'm not doing good at this. So subconsciously, there's a whole science behind it, but that's not important. We just need to get the 3 positives, 1 negative. Just to kind of put this all together, there's an equation that he writes out for high performance. And he says potential plus opportunity minus interference equals high performance. So we'll write it down real quick. High performance equals potential plus opportunity minus interference. So what this does is it helps get the interference out of kids' minds. If we can get the interference out, we can help them have high performance. That's the biggest thing. We need to get interference out of our minds. If we have interference out of our minds, we're going to be more successful. So it's something that you guys have never heard probably, so it's a lot kind of real quick. But this is the way that kids can master their minds on the door. And if we can get people to master their minds, I think that's one of the most difficult things in this life that we have to do. If we can help kids to start to understand this, and even for ourselves to do it, then we're going to be more effective as leaders, as trainers, and as salesmen individually. So that's the main thing that we wanted to talk about.
Okay, you want to pause for your second thing for a second?
Yeah, for the second thing, to be honest, I don't have much for it. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Like, I can just give them the basic idea.
Yeah, give them the idea of what we're thinking about doing to another system.
Okay. So the second thing is we've talked about how weekly we want to try to meet with everyone, right?
You mean amongst managers or amongst
In our
reps?
offices, our reps.
Whether you take them on the doors for a little while and you talk to them, you take them out to eat at night, whatever it is. You meet with them a little bit once a week.
So that's one of the goals that we've talked about that we're trying to do. So what Joe and I had talked about was trying to make that more effective and more efficient into trying to find out the underlying things that we can do to help the reps. So what we talked about doing was having like a type of survey, like the questionnaire, that kind of thing that we ask them. And then what we can do is after you get that for the month, we want to do this monthly at least, is put that information and have it sent to me or someone. And what we're going to do is put that information into a chart onto Excel. And then, what was the table we were going to make? I forget what it's called.
Pivot tables.
A pivot table.
Simple, easy way to do it.
Just put it into a pivot table so that way we can break down the information in a way where we can find the trends with our offices.
So for instance, like attitude is going to be one of the main pivot tables, okay? You're going to be able to see where their attitudes are at, why they're slacking, and what's going on. So once a month, we'll be able to do that on attitude. Once a month, we'll be able to analyze the managers and see, okay, what the heck's going on. Once a month, we'll be able to analyze how well they feel like they're being treated, how well they're working, how many hours they're working, all that kind of stuff once a month, okay? And so this is something that Andrew's going to take on to be able to implement this throughout the entire region. And I think this is going to be super helpful because it'll help guys see things in a totally different light and on a different level. Here, all of this goes into how we execute things. So the operation behind it. So this is a system that we want to put in place. Without these systems, all we're going to do is fail. We're going to think about things. Oh, I want to implement this. Oh, I want to implement this. But without the systems in place to help us gear us towards that, without that organization and efficiency, we won't be able to succeed. Bryn, you want to read that top one?
Systems permit ordinary people to achieve extraordinary results predictably.
Okay. So, Bryn, just a little bit ago, you said you were impressed by the fact that I'm able to get so much done in such a short period of time with everything that I have going on with school and work and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all because of systems. It's all because of how you organize your time and how efficient you are during that time. So for instance, when we're in correlation, I don't want correlation to be longer than 30 minutes. I want us to work hard. You want to have a good presentation for about 5 to 10 minutes, have a 2 to 3 minute talk given by one of your reps where he's presenting something, and then the rest of the time just role plays. But if you're efficient enough, guys will pay better attention to you and they'll be able to retain a lot more. Okay. Thus, at least this mess creates stress. All right. This summer, I was pretty stressed, and a lot of you guys can see that, and I feel bad about how much stress I showed on my face and everything that was going on. But it's because it wasn't all organized, not in the way that I wanted it to be, not in the way that I thought was deserving for all you guys. So these structures that we're setting up in place right now are going to lead us to that straight organization and efficiency. So what we're going to do, we're going to come back to this one in a sec, but Milo, read that top right corner, that red thing.
Assignments create trust. Trust creates an atmosphere of integrity. Integrity is a foundation for growth, efficiency, and pure success. As long as you follow up.
Okay, so I started creating this today with Logan, and this is what I want you to do. You're gonna talk amongst it with your managers, but this is where we're thinking about our reps, okay? What strengths do our reps have? So, we want to give them assignments. If you guys can think of more assignments, let's add it to there, okay? But talk amongst each other about your reps. Who would be good to have the assignment to be a DJ? For all the correlations, he has to be there 5 minutes early, no later than that, maybe 10. He's got to be playing music the whole time, okay? Probably 10 minutes early. Next one, developing RTA. It's a quote or story, how an individual has realized or reached a piece of that potential. So that goes right along with what Andrew's been talking about too, the 3 positive things, how they're going to improve, that kind of thing, and they're going to present something super small for 1 minute to 2 minutes during correlation. Okay?
Is that the same person every day or a different person?
Different person every day. And so somebody's got to be in charge of assigning that though.
Okay, gotcha.
Car group assignments, correlation room, this could be one of you guys too. But for the most part, we want to assign other reps to do this. So let's take the time to think about your reps and what you guys think could be best for each one. I think it'd be cool. All right, so Milo, read us this quote right here.
The inches we need are everywhere around us.
Okay. This is one that I tried to live by. So the way it's part of that whole operation and the organization of things. There's inches that we can make every single day within this. So for instance, think about your guys who you're still trying to recruit, okay? A simple phone call to invite them to play ball. A simple phone call to help them do a one-on-one training. Simple stuff like that helps you guys get to the next level. And so for instance, I really feel like a lot of you guys wouldn't be able to recruit some of the guys you recruit if it wasn't for the fact that me and Josh and Tom and Shannon have been following up with these guys more than you guys have. Okay? So, I guess it's like, repent now, chastisement. Like, for instance, Dylan Hollander. That's the name, right? Dylan Hollander. He's a stud. Great.
Love the dude.
He's going out to Connecticut early. Whole month early. Because we gave him the option. Okay?
Yeah.
There's so many little things that we can be doing. Just keep it on your mind. Have a reminder send your phone, hey, think about this, hey, think about that. Whatever it is. Simple little things helps you stay on track, helps guide your mind in the right way it needs to go. Because, out there we just need to have managers who are really, really stable, who are really doing their thing every single day. Okay? So that's got to be our main goal. There's a lot more quotes. I think we'll skip over a couple of them. Okay. Andrew, you want to read this first one?
Yep. Leadership is about seeing the best in people that have never seen the best in themselves.
Okay, so this is the idea of handing out these assignments. You got to get these guys more involved. The reason why Caleb and Luke don't necessarily want to do a whole summer is because I don't think they were as involved in everything that they could have been involved in. And that was on me. Like, I micromanaged, and we cannot be doing that to our guys. We got to be able to set up a situation to where if you guys weren't there, the office would still run. Okay? So say, for instance, if Bryn and Andrew were not there, Tim, you'd be able to run it yourself just fine because all the assignments would be set up. Andrew's like, no. No, you're the secretary, bro. Nothing. Well, you see what I mean? And that's what leads us on to this one. Quality trumps busy. I feel like a lot of the time out there in the summer I look so busy, but in all honesty, the times when I did the most quality and the times that I really was most efficient, that's when I worked the best. And so you gotta organize yourselves that way. So I was kind of dragging on, so I'll skip through this. A lot of these quotes are just random quotes that I've had for a long time in my little network of stuff.
You have German on there.
Who?
Good though.
The things that matter most can never be at the mercy of the things that matter least. I don't know, we all do that a lot, so.
That's interesting.
By the name.
Victims blame fate, leaders own that they are the script writers of their lives. So when you're looking in the mirror, whenever there's something to blame yourself and figure out how you are gonna improve that. Never point the blame on other guys. Especially in the first year reps, you never give them the blame and you never complain down to them. You always complain up. Talk about it with each other, talk to me about it, talk to Tom and Shannon, never talk to Jeremy about it. Never talk to these first year reps.
Oh, okay. I don't do that.
Okay. Attitude, I know this is dragging on a little too long, so we'll break it off right here, but who I'm becoming is far more important than what I own. Hard times are nothing more than opportunities for you to be heroic. How well you manage disappointment will determine how quickly you'll experience success. That's perfect for door-to-door sales, is it not? But we get rejected every single day. But the idea is we gotta teach these guys to embrace that hard work, because once they start embracing it, that's why we gotta get them excited and motivated and pumped up to do these tournaments and working hard in the hot heat every single day. But once they get motivated to do that, they start liking sales. They start liking knocking doors like I do. I enjoy knocking doors. I know I'm gonna get rejected like crazy. I still get the butterflies in my stomach like everyone else, but I get over it. Brendan.
I think something that we need to teach the guys this summer to help their attitude is to savor the moment, to savor the heat, the sweat. Like, as silly as that sounds, but like, oh, sorry.
Savor.
Right. No, like, in my positive psychology class right now, we were talking about that a couple months ago, and I've been wanting to get back at the gym more consistently. So while I'm at the gym, I try to savor that moment, and I've learned to re-love the gym again. Like, I like going to the gym now. I'm sad when I miss it. Before I didn't care if I won or not, because I see the positive interactions there more, so I want it more.
So we have this idea, right? Great idea that we need to implement. The way we do that is through the structure that we've created with Andrew. Those things, thinking of 3 good things, 3 positive things of that day and 1 thing to work on. We need to implement this every single day. What do you guys think? In correlation?
Yeah.
I think having them do it that night, it's like, they'll forget about it.
Here's the thing with that. I think if we do it every day, it will eventually become an assignment, and no one likes assignments. Variety is the spice of life. So we could do that, but I think we need to add in other things so it doesn't become a task for them.
No, I agree. I think when we're starting out for the first couple weeks, or first week even, we have them doing it, and then we follow up with them like twice a week to make sure they're still doing it. But that's the thing, is we want them to do it every single day to really develop it as a habit, not as a task, as a habit for their lives, like writing a journal. They want to enjoy to do that because it's supposed to help them out. What do you think, Drew?
And with this, what we don't want is to micromanage them trying to improve themselves.
Yeah.
This is something where instead of just necessarily being on top of them constantly, like, did you do this? All we want to do is talk about the successes that come from it. Say they're not doing it for a couple days. I don't want to necessarily just be on them.
Yeah.
What we just want to do is talk about how it changes you.
And the idea that I have is like, you have a moment in correlation, like, all right, guys, if you want, go ahead and write down those three good things and 1 thing you want to improve. Because I don't know, I feel like especially every single return missionary knows how to do something like this. Keeping a gratitude journal or something like that. Like, you're able to really think and ponder. Because that's 1 thing I think we missed in correlation, is the fact that we just talk when we did role plays, but they never applied it to themselves and really thought about themselves what they wanted. What were you going to say, Brent?
Oh, I wonder if it'd be cool if we did it on Post-it notes, and like we put it against the wall, and every day they would put it up against the wall so they could see it kind of build. I don't know.
That'd be kind of
That'd be
rad.
kinda
A wall of post-its.
That'd be cool. I also do want them though to have like a journal that they can refer back to.
Yeah, that's another good
'Cause
one.
if they
Maybe
don't
maybe
have
once a
that-
week we can do that.
Because like I've been doing that in my wallet. Anytime I'm grateful for something or I think of someone that I love, I write it down in my wallet so I can refer to it
Yeah.
always. But I don't know.
No,
That's-
that's that.
The idea that we need to have as managers, though, is we just need to do it. You know, we have to be doers, not planners. So, like, a lot of us just talk, but we never do. We need to follow through and do it all. Okay. Last quote: Don't join an easy crowd. You won't grow. Go where the expectations and demands to perform are high. That's what we got to develop. Like, the demands to perform are going to be very high for our guys. I want the low limit to be 115 counts. And I honestly think we should be able to do that in knocking 8 hours a day, no doubt in my mind. That needs to be our low goal. It just needs to be our expectation. That's it. It's not like we're forcing them to do this in any way. It's just like, listen, this is our expectation, this is what we have. You're in a high-performing group. And amongst managers, it's the same thing. So we all are very high performers. We have these high expectations and high goals that we want in our lives. Now we have to follow through with them. Okay? Any questions from you guys? Any concerns? Okay. Couple little things. In correlation, when one of the other managers is giving correlation, you sit in the crowd. You don't walk around on the outside. You don't sit amongst on the outside. You got to be within the guys. Okay. So you got to be talking to them and getting involved with them. Next thing, when Josh is talking to you, one of the other managers is talking to you, you gotta be paying attention proactively more than anything, and really be engaged and have this optimistic view on your face. You got to show that, because otherwise the other reps will see that and they'll be like, "Oh, this kid's not paying attention." Guys, they see that all the time. Do you understand what I'm saying?
For sure.
They totally see that and they feed off of that. And so the idea of having that persona that you're going to do this and you're consistent in it doesn't mean you're a robot in any way. It just means that you actively care. You're actively listening. You're actively engaged. Okay? Can we all commit to that too?
Yep.
Okay.